is completed. Okay, make sure I'm reading the correct thing here. What is good? Gonna try and copy what I've seen from the top guys and catch up. I mean, there's like, if you're really looking to play the game long term, apart from leaderboards, the smart way to play the game is just to like get everything to 20, and then once you've got everything to 20, then go for like getting all the quests done, right? So basically getting everything to about 60. And then once you have all the quests done, focus the skills you enjoy to 200. And if you want to go past 200, do it, but it's going to get harder. So alternatively, check out some skills you've never tried before, you didn't really get to sample enough, and get those to 200. And if you're looking to get your total level up, consider getting 200 all. These are all very viable. But if you're a little bit more hardcore and you're wanting to be competitive, I would say all of the episode races are still very viable. Like, there are literally 10 spots on the overall leaderboard for pretty much all episodes right now. Maybe not episode 4, but easily 2 and 3, and most likely about 5 to 10 spots on episode 1 that I don't see filling within 6 months. And depending on how competitive someone is, like, if Link's Titan walked in here, like, they could still beat me, I think, right? But, like, it's all just relative, right? Episode 3 is terrible, so you have a shot. I mean, that's kind of the point, but also, yeah, it's all the same. So I want to give a quick thanks to you and your guide, Jimmy. Reached 204, Joe. That's wonderful, Shino. I'm glad it helped. Yeah, there's not a lot of resources out there, so I kind of just talked about what I did. It's not really a perfect guide, but it's something, right? Glad it helped. That's really cool. All right, so we are going to do leaderboard review. You guys, it is January 14th, 2025. The second week of January of 2025 is completed. We are going into week 3. And about 12 hours ago, we got true ranks, right? So I was logged in, I was grinding, doing some foraging. We knew that it was coming based on the Samuel stream from yesterday. I think it was like at a 99%, right? We knew it was coming this week for sure, but it was highly, highly likely to be coming today. So it did come out. There was no patch additionally after the first update. As soon as I saw the update 5-minute timer hit, I hit the log button. We logged back in and it was there, right? But I noticed that my ranks hadn't changed. And then over like the next 2 minutes, I started seeing the anonymous players start popping up. So it's where it got interesting is apparently said they were going to run a script to get all of the people who were not showing up on the leaderboard to show up. So we're still not confident that everyone is here, which is probably the biggest I was going to say dramatic, but the most dramatic part of all of this is that there's an element of uncertainty. We don't know who these people are, mainly because we can't see their levels. I almost wish I didn't know exactly where they were, but it's cool because at the end of the day, if you go to leaderboards now and you go to a skill like foraging and you unclick this show anon button, you can see that there are missing gaps here. For example, since we're not showing anon, you see ranks 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. Now, this gives us enough information. We know the gaps, like the levels that they must be in. For example, we know that between 19 and 21 there was a gap, but because of the show anon button, you can see that we have exact levels for these players. Oh, they are moving. The 439 is moving, guys. It's basically GG at this point. It's going to be really hard to catch them, that's for sure. So the way that we see this, they will be hitting that in about 60 hours of gameplay. But we don't know if they're doing the monument. We don't know what people are up to. And the clock is kind of ticking, so to speak. Now, the beauty of the game in its current state is that all of these leaderboards are still pretty much still for grabs. There's not really that much, to really go by saying, oh, you got rank 1 versus rank 20 versus like rank 25. Obviously, rank 1's amazing, but like front page is amazing. That's kind of where we've set our sights for. So I've been trying to get as many top 20s as possible. But even getting like a 2-digit rank is going to be kind of like the next thing, right? Like top 50 is kind of cooler than top 100, right? But then the race towards like top 100, we don't have a lot of visibility into it yet. We can use like our friends rank and stuff to try and figure out where the top 100 is. And as this anonymous player thing kind of unravels, maybe we can rely on some of these numbers a bit more. But I'm hoping to see a little bit more with, yeah, just like where people are investing their time. And I don't know, we'll have a good understanding of it. And as we get more content in the game, I think more people will be participating. But let's get into it. So guard, starting off. As of this very moment, wow, this is crazy. So Wise Old Man is showing us rank 20 on the guard leaderboard, which I think is crazy because he's been really pushing for it. But he's been slowly being pushed down by these anonymous players. And I can see that there are 2 that are here. He was at rank 17 earlier today, right after the update. And then he was at rank 18 and then 19. And now he's at 20. So I think we've seen another 1 or 2 people in here opt in. I think there were 3, or sorry, there were 2 anonymous players. Now there's 2, but I think there's an additional name in here somewhere. I'm not even sure who it is. I think, man, I could have sworn Zohan was higher than 11th, but that must be Zohan. Anyway, but interesting. We're not sure if he's 100% in it, but I think, I want to say we need about another day to figure it out. We know that there are 22 500s now. Benuven just got it. Johnny Sniper's getting it probably this week as well. A lot of people climbing up the guard board. After guard, we have Chef. Chef is looking like a massive 11 level 500s with 1 anonymous player in the mix. Important to note, there is a 407 and a 390 anonymous showing up now. So these are all new names. I talked about this earlier off stream with some people, but it really does seem like there's a massive gap between like the pre-anon mindset and like where we are now. So like I might have told you last leaderboard review that a chef spot was kind of possible. But now, dude, like 128 levels. Like these guys have already been climbing Bacon Mountain for 30 levels. Like they're not, these are serious time investments to get onto this page. So a lot of respect, Hans, Zico, a lot of names that we recognize in here. Curious if Zico, he's a rank 500 guard. I'm curious if he'll be able to pull off that top 20 spot for Chef. It's pretty crazy. Moving on to the next, we've got Fisher. Speed it up by buying through Chef. I mean, not that much. Ramen asks, when are they going to change combat system? That they changed it already. The estimate was 3 months, Ramen. So we just got like the idea of how they're going to change it. We don't know exactly what's going to change, if that makes sense. Like the content material is still kind of up to debate. So far, it's just like levels and like this node system for like a skill tree, but that's all kind of TBD. Now, we know Valerie and now Sensei have hit 500. Congrats to Sensei. I think they were here when they got it a couple nights ago. Toxis, bless you, both up there. But one thing to note, only 1 anonymous player on this entire fishing leaderboard. So fishing seems to be kind of still in the mix here. I'm not saying like rank 20 fishing is available, but there is a lack of people. Oh, there's another anon down here at 325. I didn't see that. But yeah, Grizzly Bear looking pretty solid for a top 20 fishing spot. I wonder the timing to pass these guys. The problem with fishing is that you're kind of like inting on your really solid venture. So there's definitely some trade-offs to get to this point. After Fisher, we'll take a look at Forager. Now, as you guys know, we are in the heat of the Forage race, so I have a decent bit of perspective. The big surprise here is that there are 2 level 500 Anons. We know who the rank 4 is, or at least we know who it could be. We presume that the rank 4 is either one of 2 people. We believe it's either Rush or Yes number 7, or potentially I think there was one other person it could have been, but the one that we're curious about is the timing of when ZF finished. We know that certain people are kind of ineligible for being number 6, and the one that we thought could be number 6 would be Chaotic. But what doesn't make sense is if it's not Chaotic, who could it be? When did they kind of like finish the level? If it was really before Amanda, there was kind of like a very certain ordering to all of this, so people are kind of up in arms about like who this must be. And this is probably my biggest important question mark, because this opt-in combined with the rank 20 opt-in are probably the two most important for just like trajectory and stuff. So yeah, I don't know exactly what this is gonna work out as, but right now there are only 3 spots, and the 20th spot is really the only one that's up for grabs. I think ITI has been taking it slow, but they're very capable of going faster. I don't think ITI is too worried. Beyond ITI, though, is a little bit spicier, because I'm a little bit behind here, but there's Yer, Lambro, Laraza, and myself. I'm kind of on the low end of this competition, but both Lambro and I have been not using KP for like weeks, so we've been leveling into other things, and I think Laraza definitely was KPing at least for a bit that we were grinding with them a couple days ago, but Laraza, we'd formally passed, but then they started going past us, and maybe Laraza is going to really push through here. I'm not really sure that I can pass all these people, but yeah, we're on the mindset that it's still possible, and we're a bit of a grinder, so let's see what these guys are willing to do to get to 500. Moving on, we got Alchemist. The big surprise here actually came before True Leaderboards. Killshot was aware they're coming out and decided to opt in. Killshot, you guys, has 500 guard and 500 alch free to play. They have one of the most impressive combat gear sets of anyone I know in the game. They're only missing apparently 2 level 500 epics. So Killshot, absolute gamer. Actually pretty crazy what this guy's been able to do. I am very curious like how much gold this dude's generated just from guard. But I presume we're talking about like literally like 1,000 hours of combat grinding post 500. So I don't even know. I don't even know. It's probably one of the more impressive accounts in the game, but definitely like a significant amount of playtime more than what I have right now. So that leaves the Hopeport leaderboard. Got small at first at 1795, so they've got about 705 levels to go in the Hopeport race. This is Zohan in rank 2 at 1639, MOBA at 1630, and then myself at 1595. I have dropped a few levels here, but we have been pulling a pretty consistent average. It's dropped a little bit. Since like about Christmas time, I've been slowing down, but the trajectory here is pretty close to like small and MOBA getting around 25 levels every single day. I think Zohan's been pulling about 20 or so, but I'm more in like the 15 range, so we're definitely not quite pulling the amount of speed we need. But we'll have like a week or so of a burst here. I won't like gain levels on them or anything, but we should be able to get some good ground for maybe 5 or 6 days, and then we'll see kind of where things are settling after a few of those days. But ITI catching up a little bit, 1388, Omega at 1315, definitely some good scores here. Depending, I mean, I still have 905 levels to go, right? So I have something like 2 months of grinding left, 2.5 to 3 months even, depending on how things kind of transpire, and the fact that Chef and Fisher are a little bit slower than Forage and Alec, I think will be kind of telling how some of these things unfold. But I guess the other thing with Hopeport, looking at the bottom, with all the non-players considered, which are now numerous, we see 5 Anons here. Our rank 20 has basically increased from 1,000 to 1,048. So the requirement went up a bit, but again, like a lot of these people aren't really interested in overall levels. So like not too long ago, ITI and Big Tom were like right next to each other on this leaderboard. So there's definitely some gapping going on, some big time investments. And this is where you start to see the difference between your 10, 15, and 20-hour gamer. Because like a lot of people's early hours are really inefficient or misdirected or just not concise or focused, right? So now seeing people's efforts being a little bit more consolidated, you can see like the trajectory people have. But yeah, like even like Empo, Magadon, we believe this is probably Relia, but we're not even really sure. A couple of these names could be anyone. So pretty spicy stuff. Moving on to Hope Forest. We got Nat in first place, 1475, with about 120 levels down now. Monster Girl Howard, an anonymous player here. I'm not sure who this is. Savage Shores, Sap, another anonymous, and then there's Malazetic. So Mala's been doing the carpentry along with Sap. I think these two will probably be climbing a little bit. A lot of anon players here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's literally a quarter of the whole leaderboard is anonymous. You remove these guys and like all of a sudden you can see rank 29. How funny is that? So a lot of people, about 30 people with above 200 average here. Definitely spicy. So for Hope Forest, we have Scout. No anon 500 plus. I find that very odd. Like super odd. I don't even know like why that would be the case. Like you would have thought that these people would have either, I don't know, they would have existed somewhere, right? But nobody after Power of the Flower. Bloody Hound looks like they're getting 500 tonight or tomorrow morning, right? K-Fun Gnarl, anonymous player. Scout's closing up though, 399 on the bottom. With the anons on the list down here, this is basically brought it up. So before anons, 382 with 399. So definitely moving up. Gatherer, we've got, yeah, now 6 500s. An anonymous player in the mix on the 500 board. We got Big Mitchum, anonymous player, and Variety MMOs all closing in, encroaching in on 500 Gatherer. Haven't been able to server hop the past 2 days or so. You guys think they changed like the netcode? That's crazy. It would make sense if they kind of snuck something in there. I wonder if it has to do with the combat change, right? With how the monsters like loaded in or whatever. They talked a little bit about that, so check out. Alright. Damn it, that's a really bad misclick. I guess the timing could have been a lot worse if it was a second earlier. Oh, it says I'm on the same server no matter who I click. Oh, wow. GG. So, the top gatherers now, rank 20. Sorry, yeah, rank 20 is at level 289. So, a lot of people on here. It's basically jumping that up almost like 40, 50 levels. This is quite a big jump. Now, what this means like long term, I'm not even sure how far this is going to transpire, but competition's getting spicy. Woodcutter, anonymous player, Sully, Sap is almost at 500, Malo's not too far. 297 on the bottom, without anons it was at 293, so not a huge change in Woodcutter leaderboard. And for Carpenter, we have Sap as the rank 1 first 500 Carpenter. Congrats to Sap. Saw the post from Tell on Reddit. Malazetic not too far behind. Howard also up there. Definitely some interesting numbers. How these will weigh in like the long term. Like Nat having 348 is very impressive. Curious how it's gonna go. Spexus says I haven't played in a month now. Uninstalled it today. Dang, not even the passive. Dang, feels bad, man. But I wonder if we take off anons here. It's about a 10 level gap between the bottom, so not too much movement on Carpenter. So again, looking at Hope Forest, that really means what we're looking at here probably isn't that massive of a jump. So like, I don't know, top 3, I think this is still a pretty good race. I think there's a lot of movement for not to hold this down. I'm wondering like, yeah, like if Small joins this race in like 2 months or whatever. Like this is a race to 2,000 only. But after about Malazetic, maybe if you include Zephyr, right? But like, I think like 6, 7 of these spots are pretty open. Like I don't see people really committed to the Carpenter grind, and pretty interesting to think what Casey might do if they want to choose this episode, or how that could play out. It's pretty interesting. I think Hope Forest is gonna be like the last to fill. That isn't like a long time. Like I think episode 3 will technically be last, but it could be a lot longer. Also, Ape, I wonder if they do add a new profession to episode 2, how that would change the race. Like, imagine if they got like rank 1 or whatever on the leaderboard, and they added a new profession to the episode. Yeah, I don't even want to think about it. It's just a crazy thing. But apparently that's on the table, even though it wasn't before. But imagine like being that and then getting beaten on a 500 race. That'd be crazy. Would be weird, yeah. Yes. But that's not your fault, right? If they did something like that. So episode 3, we got Minefighter. Looks like 6 500s. We only see one Anon down here at rank 16, so rank 20 is currently at 380. So Scout is like officially past Minefighter. Minefighter is gonna be your last combat stat to hit all 500s at the current pace. Bone Right, Variety MMOs holding down at 469. Insane. They are doing gathering for their own bones, so pretty impressive. Rank 20 at 237. Zephyrum's still on the leaderboard with Anons. Kind of exciting to see if he wants to continue holding that. Yeah, probably getting pretty close to a Bone Right 500. Minor, we have 6 level 500s. Nairoda most recently. I saw Nairoda actually foraging. Dusty Otter at 460, getting close. We see an Anon in here, but only one, surprisingly. I wonder if this is one of the same Anons as either the Bone Right, or sorry, the Stonemason, or maybe another leaderboard. There's no way, right? Guys, rank 13. Anyone notice this name? It's not the same, is it? That'd be so absurd if it was actually Yogo Sun. I have like screenshots with Yogo Sun. I just have to like dig up an old laptop from like literally 2007. Does anybody know Yogo Sun? Anyone? I've not even seen that name on the leaderboard, so I'm surprised to see. Surprised to see. Can't believe Bone Right and Stonemason are so far ahead of Brighter Shores. Haven't seen Yogo Sun since RS2. It is from RuneScape, the same? That's insane. That's crazy. So far ahead of Blacksmith. Basically, Unbi, yeah, Yogo Sun was like rank 3 overall in RuneScape in 2006. I think. They might have even held rank 2 for a little bit. But they were rank 3 or 4 for a long time. I like have a screenshot of like hunting with them. Like next to him, basically. I don't know if I actually got a word out of him, but I couldn't have told you. It's too long ago. I looked at the boards when I was a young boy. What is that emote? It's too good. Now I'm chasing them, yeah. Those leaderboards, man. Crazy times. I hope Yogo Sun gets to rank though, that'd be sick. That makes me want to go tell plays like, yo, you have to go beat Yogo Sun to say you beat like the former rank 3 in RuneScape. Like he was like a mini Zezima for a lot of people. Like he's up there for me with like, yeah, Nova Life and The Hate and Green 098 and even the Old Knight. All's famous for their own reasons, but some crazy accounts for sure. Yep. Rest in peace. After Minor, you guys, we have Blacksmith. 2 more to go for episode 3. Lusty Argonian at level 391. This is actually the lowest of any profession right now. So as of this moment, if nothing else changes, Blacksmith will be our last launch profession to hit 500. That being said, rank 20 is only 243 with Anons included. Stonemason's lower, it's not though. It's not at rank 20. Or sorry, at rank 1 I mean. Rank 20 maybe, but we know for sure today someone got banned that was smithing. I wish I didn't hate mine man to Ben. The key is not hating it. Just get 500 Blacksmith, boys. Yep. So Stonemason has 2 Anons, you guys. 475 and 437. Yeah, isn't that funny, Lindry? You could have just KP'd it and had it, basically, instead of alchemy. Oh god, yeah. If you guys didn't know, this is a big reveal. Perhaps the biggest drama reveal. We know that, I think Roskett is the 328, I believe? But there are 2 Opters above 400 at 475 and 437, both silently racing each other. Nobody really, like, was aware of, like, who these people are. Dalton says, me? Is it you? Is this you? But some interesting things here. These guys could be completely just KPing. We don't really know. But out of the top 5 in Stonemason, 4 are currently anonymous. The name 2Tap at 408, I don't even know this name. So I think they might have decided to opt in once it came out. But yeah, what a crazy, crazy leaderboard. But again, rank 20 is only 237, so probably a pretty similar completion time. I mean, it sounds... I don't know. We'll just see. I'm really curious to see who's like long-term going to be committed to Stonemason. But this is definitely another leaderboard that's just going to take a long time. So I don't know if people really wanting to push this. Pastisio at 253, pretty impressive. 475, pretty nuts. Yeah, just go snipe it, guys. Just go snipe it real quick. All that to be said, Minds of Mantuban overall high scores. We are seeing a 1384. We do believe this is Rosket. Red Bean's still in rank 2. Pretty impressive. This gap is actually getting a little tighter, maybe? I think Rosket has a lot of things to focus on. And I think Red Bean is pretty much set on crafting. So, interesting tops right here. But yeah, shout out to Red Bean. Hello, Twitch streamer. We've got Speed Lund at 999. So, Minds of Mantuban with our Anon players is pretty much officially at a 200 average across all professions. So if you look at people who've gone beyond even 1100, it's only 3. So if you guys want to get on a leaderboard, we welcome you in the mines, basically. Just grab a pickaxe. They're free. You just like show up and get levels. Spend like 7 to 10 months there and you'll be good. So just go have fun. Bye. Bye. See you in a year. That's the mines for you. But seriously, probably the last leaderboard to fill in the current game is rank 20 right here. I wonder how long that'll take to fill. Literally might be not in 2025. Good luck at the mines, I'm not even trying it. Thank you, though. Speedrunning depression, yeah, for real. All right, episode 4, we got Watch Person. We know this leaderboard technically filled up first, but if you look at the friends rank, how many 500s are there, guys? Yeah, I think there's more 500 watches, so I mean, kind of seems like watch filled first for real. I'll go ahead and just say that, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, watch person filled before guard. So we got 2 full leaderboards. Forge is gonna fill next week, and I think detective is next. But let's see. It's the next skill. What do we got? Detective. 14 level 500s. Got a 478. And then a little bit of gap here. Twill showing true rank 20 with 373. So we do think this will be the next leaderboard to fill. I mean, after this, though, what is it going to be? Like Scout? I mean, some of these leaderboards are not really filling too quickly. I mean, even like freaking Chef or something is going faster. So, yeah, we see lots of friendly names here. Kyle's on here, Casey. We got XJ9 and Detective Santa and Waffles. We got Bandos and there's Twill, Genfinod Gamer. I don't know if, I think Twill's probably not playing a whole bunch, but you guys can correct me if I am wrong. Yeah, Detective's a fun one though. That's gonna fill up pretty soon, probably like 3 to 5 weeks. Don't think it's quite there yet, but it's coming along. Leatherworker, we're up to 7 at level 500. Congrats to Sanhai. We saw this morning had hit both 500s in Merchant and Leatherworker. One of the most stocked up players out there. Casey up at 413, crazy number. Harbinger still on the board here. Another Anon though jumping in at rank 17. So only one Anon on Leatherworker. That's kind of surprising. Now, our last leaderboard, Merchant. So Merchant's definitely going to be next after Detective before any other profession. So Ren, KC, Razriel, Big Gamer, Icarus, Twyla, Mathematician, Driftloon, and Feathers. Now Feathers isn't playing anymore, right? KC will be first max episode next week. Yeah, I mean, that sounds about right. We thought it was about 10 days, 3 days ago, so it seems to be holding. You can pretty much just divide that number by 20 and take away a day because it's Casey, but yeah, that is a crazy one. Not too many levels to go. That's insane. For Chronopolis. Old Schooled and Miles. Miles has been picking up some crazy pace. Definitely an impressive gamer. But 135 levels for Casey, that's not that much. It's probably 6 to 8 days depending on the variables. But super impressive. I think he was opted for a little bit. Sanhai at 1308. Like a lot of these people are going to be pushing. I know Kyle's probably going to be pushing for this leaderboard. I think Ryan said he would do the same. Sanhai. Honestly, I'm glad because like the longer these guys go for this, then like the more time I have to get my 500 alk locked up. So curious how the alk leaderboard's going to come along, but that's definitely... Kyle not racing Chrono? Did he say that? Is he really not? Is he really not? I don't believe you. Not racing Chrono. I mean, I believe you, but that's crazy. Did he say that? Did he say it? Anyway, last but not least, guys, we have the total level leaderboard. The fun thing about this, you guys, is if you go to this screen here, it'll show you the 3 people who have chosen to show their names. So right now, we all get to see Pastisio, Unbi, and Vorpal, and it shows number 135. So you get to see the actual true rank on the leaderboard screen. I think this is a cool feature that'll hopefully incentivize people to show their levels. Yeah, he's like scrambling to hit 4K while we're doing leaderboard review. But we've got on the very top Pastisio at 3,999 total. Absolutely insane. It's 400 levels on top of a 200 all account. Absolutely crazy account. Hard to even do the math on this. Every level after 200 is 4 times more difficult. So Pastisio having literally every skill at 200 represents quite an absurd amount of time. You can do like divide by 4 for like rough math. So like it's something like what, 900 hours just for all of those. Wait, what am I thinking? That's funny. Let's try this again. So the number of levels, I guess it is 4 hours per level, right? So it seems about right, but then you have to add the other levels at like 4 times the difficulty. It gets kind of gnarly, but we're looking at well over like what, 1200 hours at this point. It's getting pretty wild. Yeah, we got Irksome probably, then Unbi, and I think then Meadow and Yips the bottom probably. I think we knew Meadow was 3850, right? So I don't know. I'm confused. You really think Yips is number 4 and Meadow is 6? I do know. Yeah, we saw Empathetic. He actually opted in for a bit earlier. Yips 4. Meadow 6. That's crazy. I thought I saw Meadow higher. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, interesting. So, I'm not... Do we know who some of these other people are? Like rank 10? But yeah, definitely some fall off. Post 3600 burnout, maybe. Maybe they don't want to hold it up. Oh, it says hit refresh. There it is. Congrats to the instant 4K. I tried to like stall as much as I could. That's insane though. At rank 20, we have 2778. So look at that massive gap, you guys. Congrats to Pastisio. You guys, shout out to Pastisio as well. He's been streaming, holds down the category sometimes when it can be, you know, a little bit quiet. So definitely shout out for the crazy hours. Crazy streamer. Definitely drop him a follow. Click that follow button top of your screen. 1 click supports the category quite a bit. That's insane though. 4,000, man. Now, if we go down here, Ratsplat, Mightius, Miles, some names definitely to keep track of. Bitez, Kiv, both putting in some good hours. I think Kiv's got a pretty cool account. A lot of post 200 levels in there. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for a leaderboard, you guys. I think we got some exciting gains coming. I think there might be like an update tomorrow or whatever with some more people getting opted in. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to close it out on the YT side.